Welcome to Sports News Highlights of today. We feed you with sports news all around the world. Enjoy.
Senegal coach Pape Thiaw begs Sadio Mane to reconsider international retirement. Afcon final. Morocco seek to overcome Senegal to seal symbolic trophy. Zidane confirms it. At Real Madrid, the coach is at the service of the players. Nigerian brick wall. Stanley Nwabali is the total energy man of the match against them and Egypt in the third place. Florian Wirtz scored for Liverpool against Burnley. Liverpool didn't play especially badly against Burnley, and if you wanted to look for a mistake. Barcelona recently advanced to the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey thanks to a 2-0 win over Racing Santander that extended the club's winning run to 11 consecutive matches in all competitions. It was a relatively straightforward evening for a Barca team which has done business with Racing Santander in the past, most recently signing Pablo Torre. Casemiro opens up about his future after derby triumph. CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe on the 2029 African Nations Cup. CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe on the 2029 African Nations League. We will have 54 African countries participate. Imagine Kenya versus Tanzania, Ghana versus Nigeria, Egypt versus Morocco, Ivory Coast versus Cameroon. For me, I'm still not comfortable with this guys talking about this African Cup of Nations story, making it for 4 years. Anyway, my opinion anyway. We'll see how it goes. I congratulate our gallant Super Eagles on their hard-earned bronze medal at Afcon 2025. Despite the heartbreak of the semi-final loss to Morocco, our Super Eagles showed resilience, overcame Egypt, and made us proud. Barcelona were able to extend their winning run to 11 matches in all competitions thanks to a victory over Racing Santander in the Copa del Rey. The Catalans have now reached the quarter-final stage of the competition, with a draw set for Monday. Real Madrid announced Cristiano Ronaldo was leaving for Juventus on July 10, 2018. The same day as my driving test, I was so shaken by the news that I failed. Wow. But just as Real Madrid did with Ronaldo, I had no choice but to keep trying, and eventually I got my license. Wow. A Boxing Day sacking ruins a pint. Lionel Messi's tears as he left Barcelona. Jurgen Klopp's shock departure. How Cristiano Ronaldo exit ruined a reporter's driving test. Wow. Causing Eric Cantona's defection. Wow. Announcement for this trouble. PSL star helps Nigeria clinch bronze at Afcon. Barcelona are going through a difficult period right now, especially with regard to the future of certain players at La Masia. The club has been rocked by Pedro Fernandez's decision to leave the club, with the youngsters closing in on a move to Paris Saint-Germain. Burna Boy spotlights African culture and heritage arranged ahead of Afcon. Legends only. GOATs. 433 awards. Hall of Fame. 2021 Robert Lewandowski. 2022 Lionel Messi. 2023 Erling Haaland. 2024 Cristiano Ronaldo. Explainer: African football fans can still go to the World Cup amidst US travel visa restriction. It was reported earlier that Mamdou Mbake Fall is set to become the second high-profile player after Pedro Fernandez drew to leave Barcelona in this winter transfer window. Draw has earlier sent shockwaves across Barcelona by deciding to leave the club, with Paris Saint-Germain now leading the race to secure his services for just £6 million. Cristiano Ronaldo out of the top. FIFA ranking puts Enzo Fernandez first. Wow. 7 Afcon stars deserving of the Premier League transfers. Lookman or Diamande to Liverpool. Longest Bundesliga unbeaten streaks in Bayern history. Won to 53 games from 2012 to 2014. 2 to 27 games from 2025 to 2026. 27 games from 1988 to 1989. Earlier in the month, it was reported that Barcelona were on their way to sign Hamza Abdelkarim, who is regarded as one of the most gifted young footballers in North Africa. Currently playing his trade for Al Ahly. Abdelkarim was expected to join the Barca Athletic setup and has been rocked by the news of Dro's departure, as well as injuries for several offensive players. Regragui warns Senegal that beating his Morocco would be very complicated. Morocco national team coach Walid Regragui has sent a strong warning to Senegal that they will need to be at their all-time level best to win the final of the 2025 African Cup of Nations on Sunday. Is that a threat, though? Exclusive. Liverpool are fully aware of the lack of progress in style of football since March 2025. The message has been received by Arne Slot that Champions League qualification is not enough to keep his job next season. Wow. That's really harsh. Barcelona continue to face delays on 2 fronts in Camp Nou works. The future of Pedro Fernandez draw is becoming increasingly clearer after the youngster made a shock decision to leave Barcelona this January amid a lack of game time. PSG have emerged as the front runners in the race to sign the young midfield prodigy, who is termed as one of the most gifted players to come out of La Masia in recent memory. Official. Referees for the Afcon 2025 final confirmed. DR Congo referee Jacques Ndala has been appointed to officiate the 2025 Afcon final between Morocco and Senegal in Rabat on January 18. Huge appreciation to Eric Schell for leading the Super Eagles with calm, courage, elite tactical clarity throughout. Game 7. Wins 5. Tanzania, Tunisia, Uganda, Mozambique, Algeria. Wow. Eric Schell was quite remarkable. It's definitely important to keep him in the squad or keep him in the team. It's very, very important. He's a good coach. Kevin Stefanski called Matt Ryan on FaceTime the other day. Ryan, days into his role as the Falcons president of football, was watching tape. Stefanski found a kindred spirit as the two-time NFL Coach of the Year. Romano confirms Chelsea's all-in for potential record transfer in January as agreement reached. That's good. Chelsea interested in Ivory Coast winger with 3 goals in 9 games for his country. Salah, Mamouche, missed. Sterling Wabali stops some of the Premier League's finest in the shootout. Very remarkable. The exciting thing about Sterling Wabali, he has been a specialist in saving penalties from his days in the NPFL. He took the element to the PSL and he has several penalty saves in the PSL at the last Afcon in Cote d'Ivoire. Medical reports, medical news. First team player Rafinha sits out the game against Real Sociedad as a precaution due to a knock to the right thigh. Breaking news. SABC Sports have learned that South Africa is showing a strong interest to do a joint bid with Botswana for the 2028 African Cup of Nations Afcon Tournament. JT Mackenzie. I wish South Africa should change the face of their sports by picking out this guy. This guy is useless, man. We prefer to see another face on South African football, not this one that behaves like a clown. We thank God in all situations. A gotten way to end the tournament. The support and togetherness we felt has been special. Sorry we couldn't take it all the way. We fought and gave it our all. We will build on this. Not finished yet though. We still have something to push for. That statement was coming from Basi, the defender of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, concerning the Afcon. Something lacking about Liverpool Van Dijk. Barcelona created quite a stir in the Catalonia last summer by bringing in Joan Garcia from Espanyol, a move that will go down as one of the smartest buys in the club's recent history. The tension caused by the move was evidently during the Catalan derby at the start of the year, with Garcia facing intense boos and jeers from Espanyol supporters. Mama Joy responds to the critics. Mama Joy. In this edition of Supporters Forum, Bafana #1 fan Joy Mama Joy Chauke has responded to those who are making her a laughing stock following the clash between Morocco and Nigeria. Mama, don't mind them. We love you. We love you so much. We're a great fan. Afcon 2025 defending champions Nigeria to face Zambia, Egypt, Malawi. Let's go, girls. Let's do it the 11th time. Rabat. CAF have released a statement firmly rejecting the Senegal Football Federation FSF claims regarding fairness and organization ahead of the African Cup of Nations final, stressing that all teams have been treated equally throughout the tournament. CAF's response comes after Senegal issued a strong worded public statement alleging organization logical and security shortcomings in the build-up to the decisive match against host nation Morocco. CAF and Mosipe, you must be very careful. We understand this is your damage control, but what Senegal is saying is true. Nigeria have experienced it. Cameroon experienced it. The tournament must be enjoyed. We need fair play in African football. It's becoming the unbecoming, or else a host cannot just win a tournament by fire by force, no matter what infrastructure you think you put in place. Football is football, so fix it. Not doing damage control. Senegal is right in their claim. Nigeria are Afcon's 2025 bronze winners. Congratulations to the Super Eagles players. Mosipe, this is the best Afcon in history. For me, best Afcon in history when it comes to infrastructure. But we have a problem. We have a problem with officiating. We must work on that and sit down and discuss more on this your extension of Afcon. It doesn't sit well with us in Wachuku Sports. It doesn't sit well. Don't destroy our football. Manchester United set up on sought after midfielder dubbed the new Paul Pogba. That'll be lovely. Tonight we return to Anoeta, the stadium where Robert Lewandowski scored his first ever goal for FC Barcelona. 17 Nigeria have finished on the Afcon podium for the 17th time, more than any other African nation. Champions 3 times, runners-up 5 times, third place 9 times. Incredible. That's lovely. Afcon 2028 hosting race update. Botswana, Namibia and South Africa have officially expressed strong interest in hosting the 2028 African Cup of Nations. The 3 nations are preparing a joint bid which must be submitted to CAF. We can't wait. Match of the day, final today is the day of the final. Morocco looking to end Cup of Nations heartbreak. Breaking, France have begun the process to appoint Zinedine Zidane after the 2026 World Cup. Zizou wants to work with a more expanded backroom staff, including the integration of a dedicated data analytics unit. Steven Gerrard didn't miss his word after Liverpool dropped yet more points at Anfield on Saturday afternoon.
You can drop your opinion at the comment section. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.